Yo, good evening, guys. Good afternoon. How you doing? I just finished loading up the long form version of the Law of Polarity onto my Patreon account. If you guys haven't seen that, you need to go and join my Patreon. We're doing the Kabbalion, each Hermetic law. These are the true laws of attraction that many people think they're getting just by listening to things that say, oh, hey, just imagine, just sit there and think. But you don't even know how to meditate. You don't know how to get your mental creations, nor to transmute those creations. And that's what I'm showing you on my Patreon now. The long form of the Law of Polarity gets deep into all things are on a scale. All things are the same. But it's understanding the degrees on the scale that manifest in your life. Here's the thing. Let me give you the axiom. It says that everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Likes and unlikes are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. There's another part that says they begin to show that spirit and matter are but the two poles of the same thing. The intermediate planes in between being merely degrees of variation, degrees of vibration. They show that the all and the many are the same and different, being merely a matter of degree of mental transmutation, meaning that your manifestation of everything in your life today is based on your mental transmutation, your mental degree that you are on the polarity scale. You've seen some of my other videos. You see the one on polarity. I talk about the elemental mind, the plant mind, the animal mind, the human mind, the infinite mind. Where you are on the scale based on all of that determines what you're manifesting in your life right now. We talked about how things that are on the elemental level, that they have their likes and dislikes. Things on the plant level has their likes and dislikes, their attractions and their repulsions. Where you are on the mental scale determines what is attracted to you and what is repulsed from you. Where you are on the health scale determines what is attracted to you and what is repulsed from you. But that we must understand that all things work on a scale that is of its likeness, meaning that love and hate are on the same scale, where courage and fear is on the same scale. You cannot transmute fear into love, nor can you transmute courage into hate. You must understand the scale you're working on in order to transmute it over to the right side, to the strong side, to the positive side, increasing the vibration so that you begin to go back and manifest mental transmutation, what it is that you would like to desire to have manifested in your life. I'm going to skip through a whole bunch of stuff, but there's a part that says that a mental scientist bringing his own mind up to the desired vibration by his trained will, and thus obtain the desired polarization of his own case, and then produces a similar mental state in others by induction. Skip down. To change his mental poles and thus be master of his mental state instead of being their servant and slave. I'll tell you that to unpack that would take a long time, but let me give you something. Let me give you something to help you unpack it right now. Many of you know how they train an elephant in a circus. They tie a rope to a baby elephant's leg, drive a stake in the ground. At that state, physically, the elephant can't remove himself. Mentally, the elephant tries to remove himself. The elephant knows it should be free. The elephant knows it can roam around, but physically it's not strong enough to remove the stake. Year after year after year after year goes by. On the mental scale, the mind of the elephant goes down and starts to vibrate lower. On the physical scale, the strength of the elephant goes up and it vibrates higher on the physical scale. But the problem is, mentally, the elephant has become a slave to the rope and the stake. So although it is physically able to remove the stake, mentally it cannot remove the stake. Why? Because it has lost sight of the scale of polarity that it is on. It has lost sight that mentally, if it vibrated higher, if the elephant's mind vibrated higher, it would know physically, since it's vibrating higher and is mentally vibrating higher, it can remove the stake. Usually it takes an extreme energy. Something traumatic happens before the elephant at full grown removes the stake. Usually something very traumatic. How many times in your life has it taken something very traumatic to cause your mental state to change so that your physical state will change, that your financial state change, that your relationship state change, that your spiritual state changes? Usually it takes something traumatic. But what the Kabbalion is saying, what the three initiates are saying, what Hermes, what Thoth, what wisdom of old has always said is that it does not take trauma. It doesn't take a traumatic event in order to change the polarity of your mental state. That once you understand the polarity, understand vibration, understand mental transmutation, that the command, the mastery over your mental state is as easily as understanding the pole that you're on and then vibrating in such a way to raise you to a point where you can then change your mental state, physical state, spiritual state, financial state, romantic state, whatever state you desire to change, because it is all mind. It is all mind. So once you've attained this, you can do it. So are you tied to a rope and a stake as far as your health, or are you blaming it on genetics of your family? You're predisposed to this, and we just this in my family or that in my family. Are you tied to the mental stake, mental rope and stake that says that there are people who are keeping you, preventing you from being able to obtain the monetary goals that you have, the financial goals that you have? Are you tied to a mental stake or a rope that tells you that you, because of the color of your skin, that you're inhibited from being able to accomplish certain tasks, that the world is stacked against you and that you can't defeat it? There may be and will be obstacles, but those obstacles exist on a polarity, on a scale. And as we get into the next lesson of 2 lessons from now, cause and effect, you'll understand how your causal factors increases the vibration or decreases the vibration. You're either a causal factor or you're the effect of someone else's causal factor. I talked about the well-trained wheel. What we're going to be doing, and I'm going to talk about this on the Zen of Rens tonight. If you're watching this on December 20th or 19th, I don't know what the day is. If you're watching this then, on the Zen of Rens, we're going to talk about how meditation. Many people want to go into meditation, not realizing that you have to first live a life that is conducive to meditation before you begin meditating. Otherwise, you're trying to find focus, find discipline, find vision after coming or being in a state of chaos. You're not going to find perfect peace in your chaos if your life is not dedicated towards creating an environment to obtain that state in your meditation. So your visions will be fractured. And one of the reasons why I'm going to tell you right now, one of the reasons why some of your visions are not coming true, why you're not manifesting, has nothing to do with prayer or faith, has nothing to do with activities and that sort of thing. It has everything to do with the fact that you are going into meditation, you are going into prayer, but because you are living 23 hours of your day in chaos, then you're trying to go into a disciplined state to have vision. There is so much chaos and doubt in your subconscious brain that you can't get to the point where you have clear vision, clear understanding. You can't get to the point where you are mentally manifesting that you wish or that you desire to have in your life. You'll make your New Year's resolution, but you won't be resolute in your resolution. So I want you guys to join me for the Zen of Rens, but also go, become a patron. Go to my Patreon account, join, because throughout the year of 2018, this is all we're focusing on. We're focusing on increasing your life, raising your vibration in many areas of your life, your relationship, your sexual relationship, your money, your health, your mentality, your spiritual wealth, everything. We're going to raise your total vibration for the 360 degrees of a person that you are. And understanding the law of polarity helps you to swing to the right side, because nature loved the dominance of the positive side, and we're going to swing to the positive side. But you got to understand the scale you're on. You have to understand that you cannot transmute from one class to another class. So join the Patreon. Go listen to the long form of this video of polarity. But listen, you got to get all 4 videos of the law of mentalism. You got to get the video of law of correspondence. You got to get the video on the law of gender. You got to get the video on the law of vibration. And then I still got 2 other videos to do in rhythm and cause and effect. So join it. If you've already seen this, and I've already done them, watch those videos as well. But continue to stay with me, get with me on Patreon, and I'll see you guys tonight. Remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable.